Success is not about how many times you fall, it's about how many times you get back up. Every great achiever in history has faced failures, setbacks, and moments of doubt. But what separates them from the rest is their unshakable determination to keep going, no matter how tough things get. Think about Thomas Edison, who failed over 10,000 times before inventing the light bulb. Imagine if he had given up after the first few failures. Or consider Michael Jordan, who was cut from his high school basketball team but used that rejection as fuel to become one of the greatest athletes of all time. Successful people understand that failure is not a sign to stop, it's a lesson to learn. They don't allow temporary defeats to define their journey. Instead, they adjust, adapt, and push forward. They know that the path to success is never a straight line. It's filled with obstacles, detours, and unexpected turns. But they also know that perseverance is the key to breaking through any challenge. When things get tough, unsuccessful people tend to complain, make excuses, or quit altogether. But winners dig deep, find solutions, and keep going even when everything seems against them. They don't let short-term pain stop them from achieving long-term success. They remind themselves why they started in the first place, and use that vision to keep moving forward. Most importantly, successful people understand that persistence is a mindset. It's about developing inner strength, staying committed to the goal, and refusing to settle for less. They know that success is often just around the corner, and the only way to reach it is to never give up. Failure is one of the biggest fears that hold people back from reaching their full potential. Many people avoid taking risks because they are afraid of making mistakes, looking foolish, or being judged by others. But successful people see failure differently. To them, failure is not the end, it's a stepping stone toward greatness. The most successful individuals in history have all failed, sometimes in massive and humiliating ways. Steve Jobs was fired from Apple, the very company he founded. J.K. Rowling was rejected by multiple publishers before Harry Potter became a global phenomenon. Walt Disney was told he lacked creativity before he built one of the most magical brands in the world. If these icons had let failure define them, they would never have achieved greatness. Successful people don't just tolerate failure, they embrace it. They understand that failure is an essential part of learning and growth. Every mistake teaches something valuable, and every setback brings an opportunity to improve. Instead of dwelling on what went wrong, they analyze their failures, adjust their strategies, and come back stronger. Fear of failure paralyzes many people. It makes them hesitant, causes them to procrastinate, and ultimately prevents them from taking action. But winners refuse to let fear control their decisions. They take bold steps, knowing that even if they stumble, they will gain valuable experience. They understand that playing it safe leads to mediocrity, while taking calculated risks leads to breakthroughs. Another key difference is how successful people respond to failure. Instead of feeling defeated, they use failure as motivation. They don't see it as proof that they're not good enough. They see it as proof that they're trying, growing, and moving forward. They remind themselves that every great achievement was once impossible until someone refused to give up. Success is not about never failing. It's about failing forward. It's about using each setback as a lesson, adjusting your approach, and pushing forward with even more determination. The only real failure is the failure to try. Complaining is one of the biggest roadblocks to success. It drains energy, wastes time, and shifts focus away from what truly matters. While many people spend their days blaming circumstances, others, or bad luck for their problems, successful people take a completely different approach. They refuse to complain because they know it doesn't solve anything, it only keeps them stuck in the same place. When things go wrong, the average person might say, "Why does this always happen to me? I never get any good opportunities. It's not fair." But successful people ask, "How can I fix this? What can I learn from this? What's the next step?" This shift in mindset makes all the difference. Instead of focusing on the problem, successful people focus on solutions. They know that every minute spent complaining is a minute they could use to improve, grow, and take action. One of the biggest reasons people complain is because they feel powerless. But successful people understand that while they may not control everything that happens, they always control their reaction. When faced with obstacles, they don't sit around and whine about unfairness or bad luck, they find ways to overcome. They look for ways to adapt, pivot, and move forward. Another reason successful people avoid complaining is because they know negativity is contagious. When you surround yourself with negativity, it affects your mindset, energy, and motivation. That's why high achievers choose to be around positive, solution-oriented people. They understand that a problem-solving attitude leads to growth, while a complaining attitude leads to stagnation. This doesn't mean successful people ignore problems or pretend everything is perfect. Instead, they acknowledge challenges, but rather than dwelling on them, they take responsibility and seek solutions. They understand that success requires resilience, adaptability, and a focus on what can be done instead of what went wrong. Complaining never builds anything. It never creates opportunities, solves problems, or moves you forward. The only thing that does is action. One of the most insidious traps that many people fall into is comparing themselves to others. It's easy to look at someone else's success, achievements, or lifestyle and feel like you're falling short. But this mindset can be a major obstacle on the path to success. Successful people understand that comparison is not only counterproductive, it's also deeply damaging. When you compare yourself to others, you undermine your own unique journey. You begin to measure your progress against someone else's timeline, forgetting that everyone's path is different. What you see on the outside, their wealth, achievements, or seemingly perfect life is only a snapshot, not the full story. You don't see the countless hours, sacrifices, or setbacks they've endured. You only see the highlight reel. Instead of wasting time comparing, successful people focus on their own growth and progress. They use their energy to improve themselves, build their skills, and take consistent action toward their personal goals. They don't get distracted by someone else's success because they know that the only competition that truly matters is with themselves. Think about it. When you compare yourself to others, you're essentially telling yourself that your unique value is not enough. You might think, I'm not as smart, talented, or successful as them. But this couldn't be further from the truth. Your strengths, your vision, and your abilities are all unique to you. Trying to replicate someone else's success means you're abandoning your own potential. Successful people also understand that comparing yourself to others creates a false sense of urgency. You might feel like you should be further along, but this pressure only breeds frustration and discouragement. Instead of focusing on external timelines or benchmarks, they set their own goals based on their personal values, vision, and purpose. They embrace their journey and trust that they are exactly where they need to be. Moreover, comparison often leads to envy or jealousy, two emotions that are not only unproductive, but also toxic. These feelings waste energy that could be better spent on achieving your own goals. Successful people don't waste their time resenting others' success. Instead, they celebrate it. They see the success of others as inspiration and proof that it's possible, not as a sign of their own inadequacy. By choosing to focus on their own growth, successful people create a mindset of abundance. They know that someone else's success does not take away from their own potential. The universe has enough opportunities for everyone. By staying focused on their own journey, they avoid distractions and maintain a sense of purpose and fulfillment. Fear is a natural human emotion. It's hardwired into us as a survival mechanism. It alerts us to danger and can help protect us from harm. However, when it comes to pursuing dreams, taking risks, and reaching for goals, fear can become a major roadblock if it is allowed to take control. Successful people understand that while fear is inevitable, it doesn't have to dictate their actions. Instead of running from fear, they learn to face it head on. They recognize that fear often masquerades as a barrier that stands between them and what they truly want to achieve. But instead of seeing it as something to avoid, they see it as a signal that they are on the verge of something significant. When you're about to do something that challenges you, fear is a sign that you're pushing beyond your comfort zone, and growth happens only outside of comfort. One of the most profound things successful people understand is that fear is often irrational. Our minds are excellent at imagining worst-case scenarios, and when faced with something new, fear amplifies doubts and insecurities. However, successful people realize that these fears are often blown out of proportion. Instead of allowing fear to control their decisions, they challenge those fears. They ask themselves, what's the worst that could happen, and what's the best that could happen? They shift their focus from the negative possibilities to the potential rewards. Take public speaking, for example. Many people fear speaking in front of others, yet it's a skill that can open doors to incredible opportunities. Successful people feel the fear, but they don't let it stop them from speaking, leading, or sharing their ideas. They recognize that while fear might never fully go away, it's a small price to pay for the chance to grow, influence, and make an impact. Another way successful people tackle fear is by breaking big, intimidating challenges into smaller, manageable steps. When faced with a daunting goal or project, they don't let the overwhelming magnitude paralyze them. Instead, they focus on one step at a time. By taking action in small, deliberate increments, They reduce the grip of fear and build momentum. Each small victory helps them gain confidence, proving that fear doesn't have the power to stop them unless they let it. Fear of failure is another common roadblock. Many people hesitate to take risks because they fear they'll fail. But successful people understand that failure is not something to fear, it's something to embrace. They know that every failure is a lesson, an opportunity to learn and improve. Rather than letting the fear of failure prevent them from moving forward, they use it as fuel to take action. They acknowledge the possibility of failure but don't let it paralyze them. Lastly, successful people often surround themselves with people who support and encourage them to push through their fears. Having a strong network of mentors, friends, or colleagues who have faced similar fears can provide reassurance and guidance. They remind successful people that fear is temporary, but the rewards of perseverance last a lifetime. Successful people don't eliminate fear, they learn to manage it. They acknowledge it, confront it, and act despite it. Fear will always be a part of the human experience, but it doesn't have to be a barrier. With courage, self-belief, and the willingness to step into discomfort, they continue to move forward, no matter how intimidating the path ahead may seem. One of the most distinguishing traits of successful people is their commitment to lifelong learning. They don't believe in resting on their laurels or thinking they've reached a point where there's nothing more to learn. They understand that the moment you stop learning, you stop growing. The world is constantly changing, and the key to remaining relevant, competitive, and innovative is the pursuit of knowledge. Successful people know that knowledge isn't just about accumulating facts or skill sets, about cultivating a mindset of curiosity and openness. They approach life with the belief that there is always something new to discover, whether it's in their professional field, personal life, or in the broader world around them. They see every experience, even every mistake, as an opportunity to learn. They don't wait for formal education or a degree to push them forward. While education can certainly provide a foundation, successful people understand that true learning comes from ongoing self-improvement. They actively seek out new information, whether through books, podcasts, online courses, seminars, or conversations with others. They are voracious consumers of knowledge because they know that knowledge is the key to unlocking potential and expanding their capabilities. Additionally, successful people are always on the lookout for mentors, people who have walked the path they're on and who can share valuable insights. They understand that wisdom isn't just found in books, but also in real-life experiences. By surrounding themselves with mentors, they are able to gain perspectives that they may not have considered on their own. These mentors help them avoid common mistakes, offer guidance in tough times, and help them stay focused on their goals. Successful people also embrace the idea of learning from failure. When they make mistakes, they don't see them as a sign of defeat. Instead, they view each failure as an invaluable lesson. By analyzing their failures, they gain a deeper understanding of what went wrong and how they can do better next time. This willingness to learn from setbacks is what sets high achievers apart. They recognize that perfection is not, the goal growth is. Learning is also not just about gaining new information, it's about expanding the way you think. Successful people actively challenge their beliefs and perspectives. They expose themselves to diverse ideas, new ways of thinking, and unconventional strategies. By doing this, they develop a broader, more flexible mindset, one that is more adaptable to change and better equipped to solve complex problems. Another key part of lifelong learning is applying what you've learned. Knowledge without action is just theory, and successful people know that. They seek ways to put their new knowledge into practice, whether through starting new projects, experimenting with new strategies, or taking on challenges that push their boundaries. It's through action that learning truly transforms into growth. Lastly, successful people never feel like they know it all. They maintain humility, understanding that no matter how much they've accomplished or how much they've learned, there is always room for improvement. This mindset of continuous growth ensures that they remain humble, driven, and open to new ideas. They know that success is not a destination, it's a lifelong journey. The people you surround yourself with can have a profound impact on your mindset, behavior, and overall success. Successful individuals are highly selective about the company they keep because they understand that a positive environment is crucial to maintaining focus, energy, and drive. They know that negativity is contagious and that toxic relationships, whether personal or professional, can drain motivation, derail progress, and hinder their growth. Successful people recognize that negativity comes in many forms. It might be the pessimistic colleague who always finds reasons why something can't be done. It could be a friend who constantly complains but never takes action. It might even be the voice in their own head that doubts their abilities. Whatever the source, successful people understand that constant exposure to negativity will eventually cloud their thinking, erode their confidence, and limit their potential. Rather than letting negativity seep into their lives, they intentionally surround themselves with people who uplift and inspire them. They seek out those who have a growth mindset, people who embrace challenges, encourage personal development, and believe in the power of possibility. These positive influences help to reinforce the belief that obstacles are just opportunities to grow and that no dream is too big to achieve. The power of positivity goes beyond just avoiding negative people. Successful individuals actively seek out those who are aligned with their values, who inspire them to be better, and who hold them accountable. They understand that being in the company of others who share a similar vision or work ethic amplifies their own motivation and drive. Positive, like-minded individuals challenge them to push further, think bigger, and take risks they might have otherwise avoided. Furthermore, successful people don't waste energy trying to change others who refuse to grow. Instead, they focus on cultivating relationships with those who are open-minded and supportive of personal growth. They invest their time in people who encourage them to become the best version of themselves, rather than those who drag them down with excuses or negativity. They understand that the energy they spend on negative relationships could be better spent on nurturing positive, mutually supportive connections. Even when dealing with difficult or negative people, successful individuals maintain their boundaries and don't allow the negativity to infiltrate their own mindset. They know that they cannot control others, but they can control their response. They actively choose not to engage in negative talk or drama, opting instead to focus on solutions, opportunities, and constructive conversation. Successful people also practice self-awareness, recognizing when their own thoughts or attitudes are drifting into negativity. They take proactive steps to realign their mindset and refocus on the positives. This might involve meditation, journaling, seeking advice from mentors, or simply taking a break to reset. By actively managing their thoughts and emotions, they ensure that negativity doesn't have the chance to derail their focus or ambitions. At the heart of this is the understanding that your environment shapes your results. If you surround yourself with negativity, you're more likely to adopt the same mindset and approach. But when you immerse yourself in positivity, growth, and progress, you begin to see the world through a different lens, a lens of possibility, opportunity, and success. Successful people prioritize cultivating an environment that nourishes their... In conclusion, the road to success is not paved with shortcuts or easy answers, but with the choices we make every single day. The habits we form, the mindset we adopt, and the people we surround ourselves with play a crucial role in shaping our futures. Successful people don't rely on luck or waiting for the perfect opportunity. They create their own success through hard work, resilience, and a commitment to continuous improvement. So, I encourage you to ask yourself, what choices are you making today? Are you letting fear hold you back, or are you pushing through it? Are you comparing your journey to someone else's, or are you focused on your own growth? Are you surrounding yourself with negativity, or are you building a network that inspires you to rise higher? The power to change is within you, and success is not a matter of if, but when, as long as you are willing to put in the effort, learn from your failures, and never give up on your dreams. So, take charge of your destiny today. Make the decision to stop wasting time, to keep learning, to embrace challenges, and to surround yourself with those who help you rise. Your future is waiting, and it's within your reach. Keep pushing forward, because greatness is on the other side of persistence and positive action. Thank you